So welcome to this particular tutorial. As promised, that we are going to learn how to create social media flyer for that particular business we designed the logo for. Remember, shares haven. If you've not watched that video, you can check our previous video. So in this particular video, I'm taking you through a very short way to design a flyer for a friend that will not take much of your time, and you can also design for a client at a very fast rate. So step one, what we're going to do is to get our background ready. So to get our background is we can pick up a color. So you come to the half fill circle here, select solid color, and you can pick a color from around this side, alright? Or you can pick a color from around this side. Okay, and then you click on OK. So you can look at my code in case you want to use the same code. I might change it later in the video, it's likely. So when it gets out like this, to make this background exciting, what we are going to do is we are going to add a new layer. So you see a plus icon here, where a square with a plus icon within. You click on it and then you click on your brush. Okay, you can pick up your brush too, and then when you've selected your brush tool, select white from this place. A very simple one. You can select white from this place, or the color that you want, you can select from this place. And then what you're going to do is click once. So the moment you click once, you come to normal and then you click on overlay. Pick your move tool and then you're able to scale this one up or down. Okay, so now as you can see, this is before and this is after. So this adds a little bit of excitement and makes the background a little catchy. Okay, so what you are going to do is you are going to draw some squares here. Okay, you can draw some squares here like this. Okay, and then we can, hope you know how I'm duplicating. I hold Alt and click and drag it. Hold Alt and click and drag it. That is how you duplicate. So to make sure that the spacing in between them are equal, you can select all the three. Okay, and then you come to the top, you see these align tools here, so you can pick the last part. Okay, and then to make sure that all of them have equal spacing between them. Okay, so assuming maybe this one is like this one is like that, and I want to make sure that the spacing is equal, I click on this, and then to make sure that they are all on the same line, I can click on this. Okay, to make sure they are all on the same line, but the spacing between them is too much and I would like to reduce it. Otherwise, increase the size of the shapes also. So I can bring it here, click and drag the shape. So if you are dragging the shape and then the shape is maybe like this, you can hold shift and click and drag them. Good. So with this one, I can now justify the space between them. Good. And I have something like this. I can duplicate this one here. Okay, so we can select all of them and then reduce the size a little. Okay, so we are going to have something like this, and from here I can select all of them and give it radius. Radius means round corners. So we come to the property side, and come to the property side, you see this 0. Okay, these 4 zeros. So you can click and drag any of them. Okay, and then you realize that the corners are becoming round. Good. So when the corners become round like this, the next part is we can create a bottom rectangle here. Click and drag at the bottom here, something like that. Okay, and also we are creating just the arrangement for you to use. So this is something that when you create ones, you can be reusing for different brands. So after getting this, we can put the logo at the top. So remember the logo we did last time. I can come here in Illustrator, select the whole thing, and then let me show you how to export it as a transparent logo. So right click on it and you see collect for exports. You see a single asset. The moment you click on it, you get this panel. So this panel comes with it and you can name it as black logo. So after naming it as black logo, you realize that you see as PNG, you can export. The moment you export, it's here. Okay, you can select the folder. I can download, save it in my downloads. and when I go to my downloads, I should find it here as 1x folder. Click and drag it into Photoshop, and we have it like here, like that. I can release it here. Now you cannot see, so we want to change the color, right? So what we're going to do is you go to FX, then you go to gradients. Good. So when you come to the gradient, make sure that your blend mode is set to normal, and then make sure your opacity is set to 100%, and then you change the gradients that you want to use. So for me, I want to pick something around gold color. So to choose my gold color, gold is a yellow actually, so I can pick something around that. Okay, so this yellow, this gold is more to the green side, and I want something more to the red side. Then I can increase the brightness here. This part to good. So we have something like this as the logo. So we have something like this as the logo, and at the bottom here, we can pick a color, or we can still maintain this color though. And then what we're going to do is these squares that I brought in here, we are going to put pictures in them. Okay, so depending on the business, so if it is a business that is for, let's say, logistics, where they sell imported goods like charger and electronics, you can still change the images and put those things here, and then change the logo, just the logo, and you're good to go. So with this one, I have some images downloaded here. What I'll do is go to downloads and then bring in those images here, and then I'm going to make sure that this is inside this square. So to make sure that it's inside the square, right click on the image in the layers panel, you come to the layers, locate the image, right click on it, click on create clipping mask. When you click on the create clipping mask, the image is finally embedded in it. What you can do is, to make sure that this blends with this, I can make sure that the rectangle in which the image is within, you double click on the layer thumbnail and click on the background of this shirt, and then it picks up the background there. Okay, so something like that. So we have this, and then we can repeat the same thing for this, where we pick different image, bring it to Photoshop, drop it on it, reduce the size so that it fits in, and then right click, create clipping mask, and you are good to go. We can do the same thing for this side too, and right click, drag it to Photoshop and bring it in. Okay, so for me, I don't want to put it in that particular square, so I'll bring it on this particular square, and on the layers panel, you see how this square is here, and then the image is below it. Make sure the image is on top of the square that you want to put the image in. Then you reduce it, right click and click on create clipping mask, and we have something like this. And we have, let's add one more, which is this one. So we can add this. So the same process, you make sure that the image is right on top of the rectangle, and then release, right click on, and then create clipping mask. Good. So the last part we are going to do, the last part of this, is that we are going to take this one out, and then for this one we will click and drag it. Okay, so this is what we have. So this one, what you're going to do is you come here, and then I'm going to put this particular image inside. That is why I extended it. So we have this image in there. So after that, right click and then create clipping mask for this particular one. Okay, so if you want to add price tag, you can go ahead and do something like this. So draw a rectangle here for the price tag. Okay, and then this rectangle, you see the radius, you keep shifting it until it makes it round. Let me do it again. So you see this icon at the 0 part, click and drag on that circle icon, click and drag it to the right side, and you see that the radius keeps increasing. Good. And then you get the price icon, this shape here, the way we are going to use it as the price tag. So we can click on our type tool. Make sure that you don't click within this rectangle, otherwise it's going to warp in. So what you're going to do is click outside that and then type in the figure. Okay, so if the GHS maybe let's say 80.00, make sure we change the font here to Montserrat here. Good. And then we make sure that the spacing between the letters is -50. Good. And then make sure that the color, and then click and drag it into this. Okay, so we can click and drag this, and then we can select the two, click here to center it. Like I say, whenever you are creating something like this, make sure that there is a space between the left side and then the right side, and then also the top part of it. So we can duplicate this same thing for all the rectangles, okay, as the price tag. And then we can do the same thing for this. So you can select everything, click Alt, click and drag, hold Alt while you click and drag as the to duplicate code. And then also we can now add up the contact buttons, and then the contact information, and then also the social media handles here. So to add a contact, we can click on contact here and type in contact as for more here, and we can convert all of them to capital letters by clicking on this icon here, and then they all get into capital letters. We can click and drag it below here and type in the contact, something like that. Make sure that if this is 32, sorry, let's pick something around 24. Let's see, 24 is too huge. 16. So I normally move with multiples of 4, so I prefer, most of the time I use multiples of 4. So this is 16, this could be 12, and then you make this one a little bit light so that it doesn't take the attention. The contact rather takes much of the attention here. And we can bring in an horizontal line here, so we can click on the pen tool, click here, and then click here. You come to the top, you see shape, click on shape to develop a shape. So you click on the rectangle tool, and then you come to the stroke and add a stroke color. Okay, give the stroke about 4 pixels, and then you would have this line. You have this line here. So now you can also add your handles. So the handles, maybe if it is at shirts underscore haven, we have something like this, and make sure that your handle is not in capital letters. So the icons that you'll be using, we use a font called Typicon. So you come to your different Typicon. Most of you don't have it. If you've not downloaded and install it, you can go and search on Google. It's free. You can download and install it. So when you select the Typicon, so Instagram is I, and Twitter is T. What else? Facebook is F. If it is, so we can add these ones. And if you want them to be, solid color, we can hit the capital letter icon, and then you can solid. Okay, and then you can also change the color like this, like that. But I prefer that they all be the same color, otherwise so they can get something like this. Now to fill up this space, okay, to make sure that the design is balanced, you can select this particular image here, and then bring it there, bring it here, reduce the size a little. You see this image, I'm going to put it here, but what you're going to do is make sure you select the background and then remove the background. So what we're going to do is click on subject for you to select the shirts from the background. So my scratch this is full, so this is an alternative if you're unable to do it. on your software. So what I do is go to pixel cut. When you search pixel cut, go there. They're going to help you remove your background. So we have background remover here. Upload the image. Click on upload the image. It will open your file explorer and select the image that you want to remove the background. So when it comes here, it will take its time to remove the background very neatly for you. Very done, and then you click on download. So after downloading, you can click and drag it to Photoshop and then use it. So let me delete the one I brought here initially. So we have it here, and we can click and drag it here to reduce it. Alright, so it fills up this space in here, something like that, and you are good to go. And this is what we have at the end of the day. So we have a very nice design. And always remember, if you want your design to be catchy, if you want your design to be stunning, always remember to use something like round gradient. Gradient is the use of two different colors, or combining two different colors. So for example, this one, they say this guy, I duplicated him and then it changed everything. So the moment I add everything back, everything starts to look new, yeah, and better. So yeah, this is a way you can design a flyer for someone, make some cash out of it. So see you in the next video.